And if you're a Red Sox fan, those are the two guys now. Decision 2011, as we've been calling it, brought to you by Ace Ticket. The three names were the option you had to decide on 4Ts. They took care of that. He's around for another year. They could always try to extend that with him if they want, but we know he is signed through 2011. It's the other two guys, I think, before you get into anybody else, before you talk about the Worths and the Crawfords and the Lees, you got to figure out if you're bringing back Beltre and Martinez.
Well, I say Beltre goes, and I think Martinez has come back. I think they'll overpay for Martinez because the fact that he's a guy that can hit in the middle of the lineup for him, that he can catch for him, he can, do different things like that, and they can have him tied up for 4 or 5 years. I think they're willing to go the extra distance for Victor Martinez more so than Adrian Beltre.
I would agree with you. I've been kind of surprised by the number of teams that seem to be lining up. I don't think I anticipated this number of teams. We're talking about 6, 7 teams now interested in Victor Martinez, which I think is going to drive up the price, no doubt. They're going to have some numbers thrown at them, some years thrown at them that perhaps the Red Sox don't want to do. But I'm with Jerry. I think it starts there because it depends how you see him in the future, too. I said that last week. You don't know if he's going to be your first baseman in the future. You don't know if you're going to be moving Euclid. There's a lot of things that will take place once you sign Victor Martinez.
Yeah, and you take both of those guys out of the Red Sox lineup right now, you've got a lot of work to do. I mean, you've got a lot of, free agents you're going to have to sign or some big trades you're going to have to make. So one of the two has to come back, and my feeling always has been it's going to be Victor Martinez.
Well, as you said, Jerry, if you lose both, you suddenly become very left-handed, which leads us to look at the free agents who were out there, decision 2011. Now, first of all, there's this kind of growing belief that the Red Sox should go after Cliff Lee just to keep him from going anywhere else and to have that uber rotation. Does Lee make a lot of sense for the Red Sox?
Well, I would love to have Cliff Lee on my staff. I don't think anybody in baseball would not like to have Cliff Lee on his staff, but the fact is it's going to cost you a ton of money, and you're going to get into bidding wars with the New York Yankees, with the Texas Rangers, who will definitely want to keep him. I just don't see that happening. I don't see Cliff Lee coming. I think they're set with their rotation. They could possibly make a trade with Matt Suzaka as time goes on. But I'd love to have Cliff Lee on this ball club because it'd be a great rotation. But the fact is, I don't see that happening.
They need the offense more than they need the pitching. So we talked about it last week, Worth or Crawford. I think we all kind of agree Crawford might be the better player. But if you're not going to have Beltre and if you might not have Victor Martinez, don't you need a right-handed bat more than a left-handed bat?
You do, and you end up possibly with 3 left-handed outfielders in this situation also. But you look at Carl Crawford, look at all that he brings to the table, the speed and all the aspects that he brings to the ball club. I'd love to have his athleticism on this team. There's no doubt about it. Does Worth from the right side change some things? I just don't know what he brings. When you take a look at this lineup, you got to remember this guy was a guy who hit towards the bottom of the Phillies lineup. Is he going to hit towards the bottom of the Red Sox lineup if he comes here? And how much are you going to have to pay for him? That's the question I have. I think quite a bit. These numbers have been a little bit more than I anticipated when we started.